So here it is. This is the E 22 caliber suppressor. It is a new budget 22 caliber suppressor, and I think you'll be surprised at how much this thing actually costs. So stay tuned until the end to find out the exact price on this. So first things first, let's see how it sounds. Because if it sounds like crap, it doesn't matter how cheap it is, you should just buy something that sounds good. So let's go ahead and test it on a few different guns. I have a wide variety of some of the most common 22 caliber firearms on this table, and we're gonna see just how it sounds. And before we get too far in the video, I do wanna give a shout out to Tharp Gunworks for sending this unit out for review. They didn't pay me to make this video, they just sent this out and wanted to see how it stacked up against some other cans that I have. Also wanna give a shout out to one of the big sponsors of the channel, Ammo Squared. Ammo Squared is a new platform where you can buy ammunition at today's value before the price increases, stockpiled at their facility free of charge, and then whenever you're ready to get it shipped to your door, you can then do so. It's a really cool service and the guys that run it are awesome, so go ahead and check them out today and tell them I sent you. So let's go ahead and run a mag or so through each of these guns with this can on it and see just how it sounds. So first up is the Ruger Mark IV 2245, arguably one of the best 22 handguns ever made. See how it sounds. So that was really, really quiet. Sounds excellent. I really do like the setup. And if you have the Mark IV Lite, then the suppressor will be the exact same diameter as the receiver, making one seamless setup. Next up, we have the GSG 1911, another really popular 22 handgun. So let's go ahead and see just how it sounds. And malfunction, not uncommon for the GSG. That sounded really, really good. Keep in mind, we're shooting full power, high velocity Federal 22 ammo through this. Next up, we have one of the newer handguns on this table, the Kel-Tec P17. This guy is a super cool budget 22 handgun. It holds 17 rounds. It is like right around the $200 mark. Even comes with the threaded barrel with the adapter in the box. That sounds really good out of this gun. Love the P17. It's really hard to beat that gun for the money. Super fun setup. Next up, we have the Life Card. Now, this is a little goofy, and it's something that not a lot of you are gonna have guaranteed, but this is a really cool little 22 caliber single shot handgun that unfolds from this credit card size package and turns it into a little handgun. It's got a tilt up barrel, and what makes this a really cool test is because it's a super short barrel, but it has a non-moving action, trapping all of that gas and pushing it forward. So this should be really quiet. So let's see just how it does. And let's give it a shot and see what it sounds like. That's crazy. Let's try a couple more. Listen to that. You can distinctly hear that hitting the cardboard and then hitting the berm after it. That's crazy. Let's do one more. That sounds so cool. Next up, we have the most iconic 22 rifle ever made. This is a Ruger 1022 with this really awesome Bad Ace chassis, Pike Arms lightweight bull barrel, and just look how well it fits on the end of that. Now, since this is a rifle, we do have to use subsonic ammo or else it's gonna break that sound barrier and cause a loud crack. So I do have subs loaded in here, and let's see just how it sounds. That's so quiet. I do have a steel spinning target way out at the back of the range there. Let's put a couple rounds on it and just see how much louder the sound of the round hitting the steel is versus the sound of the gun. That sounds really, really good. You can hear the sound of the steel is like twice as loud as the gun going off. And last but not least, we have the Taurus TX22, the hottest 22 on the market, and for good reason. This does have our fun trigger in it, which is completely legal. And we can use the suppressor on here because yes, this suppressor is full auto rated, which is awesome. So let's go ahead, put a 16 round mag through it and just see what it sounds like. And that's it, that's all 16. This thing is so much fun, and this suppressor does really, really well on this. Keep in mind, there's no weight added back here. This gun is basically stock. And I want to give you guys a bit of history about Tharp Gunworks manufacturer of this can, because I'm sure it's a brand that you've not heard of before. So recently they have just started making suppressors, and they're doing an excellent job of these budget cans. And this is the first one they've designed, their E22. And just because it's a relatively new company in the firearms industry does not mean they don't have a lot of experience. They actually have years and years of aerospace experience, and now with the free tax stamps, they've decided to branch out and make suppressors. And let me tell you, they are some good suppressors, and they also have a 30 cal can as well as a 223 can on their website. So go ahead and check them out at tharpgunworks.com and see what else they offer besides this awesome little 22 can. And when you do first get the can, it will show up in this really nice 3D printed tube. And that gives you a nice place to store it, as well as some protection against dropping it or throwing it in your range bag and it getting scratched up. So they have changed the design a little bit. I have one of the first units they made, but now they've made a couple changes, mainly being the finish. It is still Cerakote, but they're doing a laser etching topographical map over it. And they're also doing the information over the Cerakote so it pops and it's nice and bright. Another thing you're going to notice is they are doing chamfers on the end caps. Now, besides that, all the internals are going to be basically exactly the same as this one, and performance is all going to be identical. But yeah, let's start out going over all the external features of it. You do have your engravings right here. It is a suppressor, which is essentially a tube with baffles, so nothing too crazy. You have your thread mount back here. Up the front, you do have your end cap. And if you notice, it does have a square hole at the end of it, which actually does serve a pretty cool purpose. So a lot of suppressors require proprietary tools that come in the box, and if you lose it, you're kind of screwed. You gotta go buy another one from their website. This one takes a standard 1/4 inch drive wrench. You just put that in there. This is a 3/8 to a 1/4 adapter, which is why it looks like that. But yeah, pop that up and there you go. And that loosens up your end cap and you can take it off and get in there. Then whenever you're done, it just screws down, pop your wrench back in, tighten it up, good to go. Cleaning is really easy on this guy. They recommend to do it every 250 rounds or so, but essentially all you gotta do is pop your end cap off. If it is a little stick, you can use a wooden dowel or something and put a little pressure on your baffles that direction and they should just fall right out. Construction on this guy, you do have an aluminum tube with aluminum caps, aluminum baffles besides your primary blast baffle, which is stainless steel. And this aluminum is ultrasonic safe, as well as safe for soda blasting, which is a pretty effective way of cleaning these if you do go longer than you're supposed to in between cleaning cycles. Now, if you follow their guidelines every 250 rounds or so, just pop your end cap off, drop your baffles out, get a rag with some oil on it, just wipe them down, put it back together, you're good to go. That's what I would recommend doing. You don't need to complicate it for yourself, because if you let it go too long, they'll start to seize up, then you'll need to like hammer them out with a dowel. Follow the recommended cleaning intervals and you'll be fine. So here we have a wide variety of 22 cans, and I'm going to compare the sound on all of these versus the E using the Ruger Mark IV as our testing setup. And all of these cans, besides that one, are more expensive than the E. So all of them should be quieter, right? Well, we're gonna find out. The only one that's not more expensive than the E is this guy, which is a Form 1 can that I built. So the price point really doesn't factor into it. So let's go ahead and start with the Form 1 can and see if it's easy to make a good sounding 22 suppressor or not, because I've heard a lot of people say 22s are the easiest suppressors to make. So let's go find out. So Form 1 can, let's see how this sounds. Not very quiet, as you can hear, and this thing is heavy too. Now, it does sound really good on a rifle, which is what I built it for, but a lot of cans sound good on rifles. Not a ton of cans sound good on handguns. So let's move on to the next one. Next up, the lightest can I own, the Anacoex 22, and it looks really cool with this fluting. This is an expensive can though. Let's see how it sounds. Next up, we have the Jaguar Cas 22T. It's a 3D printed titanium flow-through suppressor. Next up, we have the CMMG 022. This one's gonna be our closest in price to the E, so let's go ahead and see how it sounds. Not bad. Next up, we have the Sylvan Arms SA22 Ti. That one sounds pretty good. Next up, we have the Liberty Regulator 22. And finally, the E22. So out of all of these cans, I think the quietest one to my ears is going to be the Regulator. Number 2 is the E. Now keep in mind, the Regulator is about twice the price as the E, and the dimensions are very similar. It's even a bit longer. So for the price, that is really, really impressive results. Now I'm going to go ahead and shoot all of these again, putting the mic close to the muzzle and just doing 3 rounds back to back. I'll play them all in succession, and that way you can make your own decision on which one you think is the quietest. So going over the baffles, you do have 6 K baffles in there. It's a really good baffle design. And since most of the suppressor is aluminum, this guy doesn't weigh much at all. It's a super lightweight can. It weighs in at 4.2 ounces. You also have a 1-inch diameter tube and a 6.5-inch length. And one thing you do get with that 1-inch diameter tube is if you're gonna run this on a Ruger Mark IV or Ruger Mark III, 2245, whatever, one of the light versions, this will seamlessly blend from the receiver to the can. So it will look really good on there and provide excellent sound reduction. So what are my overall opinions on this can? I have a bunch of 22 suppressors, as you saw, and this one really punches well above its weight class. And I know I've been holding out on you guys for price. This can is $250. And now that tax stamps are free, that is an excellent value. And as you clearly saw, this guy performs much better than some cans that are twice its price. So I would definitely recommend checking this out. Again, if you're interested in this, go to tharpgunworks.com, take a look at it, and if you're looking for a good budget can, it's hard to do better than this. So if you like the video, be sure to like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. We do have some more suppressor reviews coming out soon, so stay tuned for those, and as always, thanks again for watching. I'll see you later.